Hey, Mark Rodriguez here. You're watching America's #1 cure for insomnia, the Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast. I'm Mark Rodriguez here once again, and I'm not alone. With me are
Ninja Panda 1980.
Jupi Can, also known as Ninja Jupi, also known as Wendy. Hi, guys. And I'm going to just turn this over to the one, the only, the most wonderful person in the world, Johnny Rodriguez.
So today we're going to be doing our predictions for the upcoming Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, which is next Friday, which, as Jack explained, is because the whole WrestleMania weekend and WrestleCon and all that junk. So I guess Friday was the day they could do it. So I'm going to probably watch it Saturday because I'll be still working Friday and everything. I got my little drink here, something different. This is Celsius Life Fit Sparkling Kiwi and Guava. Which I don't know, what do they call guavas in, I know in Mexico they call them guayabas, which Johnny and I used to eat a lot of guayabas back in the day, but I don't know what they're called. Are they called guavas? I can't tell if that's the word or just short for it.
Yeah, they're just called guava here.
Guava.
Interesting. So it's essential energy, accelerates metabolism, burns body fat or whatever, and hopefully it'll wake me up. I've had a long day at work today. I'm trying not to nod off, but you know. But yeah, we actually got 7 matches already announced, but we're gonna do the thing that we'll refresh the Wikipedia before we leave just to make sure. I don't know if they're still, because now that we got their official, Ring of Honor show every Thursday on the Ring of Honor Club app, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, throw us a dime here, Con. We're announcing your product here. But now that they got that show, I don't know if they're still doing like before, Rampage and them would announce matches, because, there was no Ring of Honor show, right? You had to watch Dark Elevation and Rampage to get updates on matches. I don't know if they're still doing that, but we'll refresh the wiki before we're done, just in case more matches are announced. So as usual, we do our predictions. We say who we think's gonna win. Whenever the actual event transpires, we'll come back and see who wins, who loses, and we'll see, who gets the no prize and all that. So to start things off, oh my God, and we're gonna go top to bottom because this time it's actually organized that way. I'm sure they'll reorganize it later in the wiki because usually the championship matches are on top, but this time they didn't do it yet. So the first match is one hell of an ultimate flippy shit match. That's kind of like, this is your flippy shit quota of the evening. It's the Reach for the Sky, boys, ladder match for the vacant Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship because, of course, unfortunately, we did lose Jay Briscoe. And while it is cool to see Mark Briscoe walking around with the two, both titles, I mean, sooner or later, we're gonna have to get actual tag team people. So, anyways, this computer making noise. All the tag teams involved. First of all, we're gonna have the Lucha Brothers, Penta, Cero, Miedo, and Rey Fenix versus Top Flight, Dante Martin and Darius Martin, versus The Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, versus Aussie Open, Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher, and La Facción Ingobernable of RoH and Dralistico. So that's like a fucking flippy shit orgasm. It's almost like, I don't know who's the equivalent of Vince. Vince likes the meat, sappy meat, whatever, but whoever likes the flippy shit, this is a flippy shit orgasm right here. And I'll leave it to you guys first. What are your thoughts? Who's going to win the scrambling match to be the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs?
Well, first off, I'm going to say Braun Strowman and Jimmy Cornette are going to have a heart attack just hearing the listing of these wrestlers that are in this match. Second, there's a ladder involved. Okay. Hardy Boys? Question mark? No, I'm just kidding. But no, in all seriousness, I'm definitely going to go for the Lucha Brothers because it's been way too long since they've even had a title. And they've been killing everything up, down, and sideways back in AEW 4-1. They never really got their shot. So I'm going to go for the Lucha Brothers, but it's also kind of hard when you've got Roosh and Jalistico also in the match as well because they're pretty good, and I think their time is due as well. But like overall, I think the Lucha Brothers have paid their dues long enough in AEW / Ring of Honor. It's going to be the Lucha Bros.
I don't know. There's too many. I can't make up my mind. Well, Top Flight, I know they're completely out. But anyway, the other three teams here, Top Flight is not even in the, they're not even in the category here, They're just going to be there to job to whoever wins. That's just how I feel. But anyway, I don't know. I was thinking of going with the Lucha Bros because they're the Lucha Bros, But at the same time, I was thinking about Rush's team too. And I think that would be interesting if they won. I don't know, and I don't have a coin to flip. You know what? I'm going to go against the Lucha Bros, even though I think any other time I would. And I would go for them, and I want to go with Rush.
You're breaking my heart, Wendy. Oh.
I mean, I know I usually go, but I don't know. I'm gonna do Rush's group. I'm gonna do Rush's group. And now I'll hand this over to Johnny.
To be honest, I'm kind of like on the same boat here because, Top Flight's really not like the strongest team, but the Lucha Brothers, I'm not too familiar with the Kingdom, but I have seen a couple of matches from the Aussie Open, and they seem to be pretty good. And of course, the Facción Ingobernable is pretty good with Rush and Dralistico. It's hard, guys, because this is like a lot like better than the Top Flight team. All these other guys, they're pretty good on their own. Like, holy shit, is this going to be one hell of a match? But you know what? Even though I would support the Lucha Brothers all the way, I'm going to give it out to the Facción Ingobernable because I could just see Rush and Jalisco to be extremely heelish throughout the whole match, and they're going to do a lot of cheesy shit. Rush is going to be like, swearing at people in Spanish and shit. So, I think they might win this one just out of cheating. They'll cheat their way to the top.
Well, I do like, obviously, the Lucha Bros, but I did feel, I know technically speaking, it's a different company, right? That's supposed to be AEW or whatever, but they already had the tag team titles for a while. I don't know. I want to kind of go for a wild card here. I want to kind of go with Aussie Open because the last couple of matches we've been seeing in Ring of Honor have been very impressive. I remember the last time there was a tag match. I mean, when you were kind of watching, we were kind of like, yeah, it's so-and-so versus Aussie Open, bathroom break or whatever. But once the match actually started and it started going, we were like, holy damn, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, we were like impressed by like just how hard these guys can go. And they're pretty cool. I'm gonna give it to Aussie Open. We'll see how they go. We'll see how they progress. Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. And obviously, of course, if it wasn't for them, I'd probably go with Lucha Bros. If Lucha Bros didn't already have a title, I would have probably been saying like, okay, finally give them a title, Ring of Honor, but they've already kind of had their shot. And yeah, I'm just going to give it Aussie Open. We'll see how that goes. And after this drink here, I can really taste the guayaba in here. And what was the other thing? And kiwi? I don't know. I taste the guayaba more than the kiwi. But yeah, it is a good drink. I was worried about it tasting more like sparkling water. By the way, what are you drinking, William? You look like you're also drinking something fancy.
Oh, I'm drinking a Rockstar Zero fruit punch.
Oh, wow. How that tastes? Like, do you have some flavor? Because the Zero usually has that weird lack of flavor or whatever.
Oddly enough, it doesn't really have any back taste to it. Like, it doesn't have like a weird aftertaste to it. It just tastes like a regular fruit punch.
There we go. Might try that.
I just have a mixed drink. I mix my own flavors.
What's that?
Oh, crab mango. It has a nice flavor to it.
There you go. Well, that's always good and healthy.
And I have...
Just, we're not being sponsored, okay? It's just a coincidence that these strings.
Yeah, then like Johnny's like, wait, I gotta go to the bathroom. He turns around and you see like ocean spray on the back of their shirt. Like, I'm not being sponsored. You see like ocean spray back.
Yeah, nobody's sponsoring us. That's totally ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not being sponsored by this Starbucks cup that I always use.
Oh man.
Yeah, so for me, I have this is tea, lemonade, peach. What other flavor did I toss in here? Oh, black cherry.
Ooh.
And a little bit of water, ice, mixed together, all set.
Wow, you're not getting
always
a big
mixing
drink. I
flavors.
thought it was just like alcohol, not mixing up random stuff in there.
No, it's the mixture of Crystal Light, lemon tea, and lemonade, plus my sparkling water.
Oh wow. So anyways, on to the next match, amigos. We have 6-man tag team match for the Ring of Honor World 6-man Tag Team Championships. And we've got, of course, the current champions, our friends, mostly Wendy's friends, the Embassy, Brian Cage, Khan, and Toa Leona, going with Prince Nana loitering around, going up against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metallic. But I'm kind of surprised. I could have sworn that they were going to give Metallic a different name. I guess he's just going back with Metallic. Maybe it just works for him because he's more known with that name. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to give it up to the Embassy because they're just fucking powerhouses and they can go. They're like those big guys that, defy logic because they can still take to the air and do a couple of things. So, yes, AR Fox is very high speed, flippy shit, what he does. Blake Christian, Metallic, especially Metallic, they're all pretty good with the flippy stuff. But the thing is, Brian Cage and those may not be as flippy, but they can still catch some air when they need to. And of course, they also have the extra benefit, especially Brian Cage, that if you do that flippy shit too much, he's gonna just fucking grab you from the air and fucking do a pull-up on you and then slam your fucking ass, So, yeah, I'm gonna give it up to the Embassy and see what happens with that.
Yeah, definitely going to have to agree with you on that one as far as the Embassy getting the win. Because, yeah, the opposite team, they do have a lot of high flyers. But unfortunately, this is going to be a strength game because, you've got guys like Brian Cage who are fast but highly athletic, which means they can counter it and make it hurt really bad. So, yeah, as much as I would like to go for the opposite team,
Okay, Embassy. I mean, you already knew I was going to pick it anyway, so, I mean, anyone who knows me know I would pick the Embassy. You already know why. It's not correct, my fellow friends here.
Your future ex-husband, Brian Cage, we know.
Anyway, and like I said, I like those little bicep curls he does with the other wrestlers. It says they're high flyers. Of course, he's going to catch them. He's going to bicep curl them, which I love seeing. Then toss them over his shoulder and just keep on going. So yes, I believe the Embassy is just going to win, and I would have chosen them anyway. All right.
That's why Jupi's been practicing doing that whole, tope suicida off the rope thing. So that she can land in Brian Cage's arms and everything.
Oh, that would feel so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Johnny.
Okay, yeah, before things get a little too heated up in here in this podcast, I would have to agree, as much as I like AR Fox, Blake Christian and Metallic, I mean, Embassy, just Brian Cage himself, he's a powerhouse. So it's kind of like what Mark said, that while they're doing all that flippy shit, if they miss a spot, he could just easily grab him and just toss him to the ground or whatever. But yeah, it will be a very good, intense match. So I am looking forward to that one, actually. But yeah, I do think the Embassy's going to win this one.
The funny thing is, with the mohawk that Brian Cage has, if he actually wanted to, at least for a while, because he's already doing the Wolverine, he's already doing the drill claw and stuff. I mean, he could, technically speaking, just let the mustache kind of grow a bit, and just do the spinning pile. I mean, the drill claw is almost like a variation of the spinning pile driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like all you'd have to do is just grow the mutton chops out, and you could just change his name to Logan, and we just go from there.
No, I'm talking about looking like doing like Zangief because he has pony, he has the what do you call it, the mohawk. Just grow the hair out, do some spinning moves or something, you know?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I still don't like the mohawk too much.
sadly, like the only person that I could see pulling that off right now is Braun Strowman because it's weird because they wear the same tights. The only thing that's missing on Braun is the mohawk. That's it.
No, man. So let me see here. Oh, I didn't even. Oh, did all of us go for the embassy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get that in there.
And as much as I do like the other team as well, yeah, really, I mean, logically, it seems like the embassy would win this one.
All right, so the next one is a big one here with Samoa Joe being the Ring of Honor TV champ and, throwing out challenges left and right. We got Mark Briscoe challenging for the title. So singles match, Mark Briscoe versus Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor World Championship title there. And Samoa Joe is looking forward to just fucking him up. The last match, he had a match versus, oh God, it was Cheeseburger. Yeah, he had a match with Cheeseburger. He just fucking demolished him in 2 or 3 minutes. And he keeps like, yeah, I'm going to remind you, but the kind of person you're stepping to the ring with, Mark Briscoe and blah, 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 blah. So Samoa Joe really does look like he's going to bring on the pain. And yeah, poor Cheeseburger, man. He didn't even put up a match. He was just there to die. They just threw him in there to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that. I think it was like a blinking you're done moment, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it was the whole thing, I'm here to remind you what kind of match you got yourself into and all that kind of crap. So, yeah, that's a hell of a match. I don't know. Would you get it? I mean, I know with the whole Briscoes, their legacy, the tragedy of what happened, and that's cool to see him finally in a singles run. Never mind, the reason how that happened. But I don't know, man. Give him a belt that quickly? I don't know. I mean, I think with the Briscoes, when they had the matches with the FTR and stuff, they proved that they could still take a loss, but still have their stock is still high with the fans and everything. I think that I don't know if Briscoe needs a belt right away. I know everyone has this kind of mindset that, ooh, I like this one. Give them the belt, even though it's like their 3rd day or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they always get excited for their favorites and they want the belt on that person immediately. I kind of think, I don't know, maybe a rematch or something. I was gonna be one hell of a match. I won't deny that. But to have Mark Briscoe win that quickly, I don't know. I want to give it to Samoa Joe, but I want to see a match where where they both pull out the most they possibly can. They're fighting to their absolute limits, but Samoa Joe still somehow wins. Maybe in a rematch you can drop the title, but I'm gonna give it to Samoa Joe still and see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I mean, despite everything that's happened with the Briscoe brothers, it's still way, way, way too early for them to give that to Mark Briscoe. Honestly, I'm gonna give it to Samoa Joe, but I have a feeling it's going to be a start of a rivalry in a series that's going to lead up to him winning. So best way to start a rivalry is to have the big unstoppable force versus the immovable object, which is those two, and they're just gonna keep butting heads all the way until probably the final pay-per-view of the year. So yeah, for right now, as much as I would love for Mark Briscoe to win it, it's way too early. I give it to Samoa Joe.
Personally, I was thinking they would give it to Mark only because out of guilt. Because seriously, that's just how this feels to me. Everything dealing with him right now, it just feels like we are so sorry we didn't have a chance to do anything with you and your brother the way we should have. And it just feels like they would, I think it's plausible that they would let him win the title off of Joe. But at the same time, I also do feel that it's too soon for him to get it, because they're kind of getting the momentum going. So even though I think they would do it out of a guilt thing to give it to Mark, I really do think they're gonna leave it on Joe for a while, and like you guys were saying, maybe have a rivalry thing go on and like build up a momentum, and maybe do it in a later pay-per-view where he may win the title off of Samoa Joe, something like that. Because it would be kind of crazy to give it to him now, because it's just pretty much just starting, and you don't want like short title reigns or a fast title reign. You want to get invested in it. So I want to have to go with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as much as I would like a Mark Briscoe to win, I don't know. We're not gonna technique level. I think Samoa Joe's pretty good. He's a powerhouse in the ring. So, I mean, it's definitely gonna be one hell of a good match because they're both very good wrestlers on their own. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think Samoa Joe's gonna win this one.
And watch all forwards be wrong.
I think so.
That'd be so messed up. Okie doke.
Mm. Oh, you already went, William? Oh, I lost track. Okay.
Okay,
So,
Mark.
Here is another one that's kind of like, I don't know. It's Athena going up against Yuka Sakazaki, singles match for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, which of course Athena's the current champ. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Since they got the Ring of Honor show and I've just been busy, I haven't really been keeping track of Dark and Dark Elevation lately. I know it kind of started there because Yuka started having a couple of matches on Dark and Dark Elevation. Then Athena started getting in there. I think I forgot who it was because Athena has this thing where the match is over, but she's still strangling the opponent, or she puts the belt down and then like stomps the person's face into the title and stuff like that, even though the match is over. So she had a match versus someone, I can't remember who it was at the moment, but Yuka Sakazaki made her big, entrance and came in and chased her off and whatever. So I've been having a couple of matches here and there with that, and they've been kind of doing a thing where if Yuka Sakazaki has a match, Athena's around, and if Athena has a match, Yuka Sakazaki comes in. But the interesting thing is that they haven't done that with the Ring of Honor show, though, especially this last one. Maybe they'll do something this upcoming Thursday, the following Thursday, maybe to kind of build it up. But it's kind of interesting because Yuka hasn't been in Ring of Honor yet, and they haven't done anything yet in terms of like them, the thing, Athena does something, Yuka comes in. They haven't done anything yet. And in fact, I think it was either the first or second episode. I want to say the first episode of Ring of Honor. Willow had a match. Willow won the match, and she was acting like, like, hey, I deserve a challenge. I should challenge the champion. And Athena came out like, oh yeah, you want this, huh? Whatever. So everyone was expecting Willow versus Athena for the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and they were surprised it was actually in the next episode of the show because there's like zero signs of Sakazaki being in the show. So like, unless you're watching Dark and stuff, you have no idea that these two have been having a minor feud. If you just watch the Ring of Honor show on its own, you have zero idea. Like, I don't know. They did kind of drop the ball there. And we've had a couple of matches. Athena fought, I forgot who she fought last week or so. That would have been a chance for Yuka to come in and remind the viewers that, yeah, these two got some beef going on. So they kind of dropped the ball there. They could have done something. I'm thinking maybe next Thursday we'll have some kind of altercation to remind you, But yeah, they kind of dropped the ball there. But I'm going to give it to Athena. I know everyone loves Yuka Sakazaki. I don't see her winning the match. I mean, I'll see her probably because, of course, they're kind of building her up and stuff. So I'll see her like pushing Athena, pushing her buttons, because Yuka's all cutesy-wootsy and does silly, goofy stuff, and she dances and whatever. So I kind of see her stuff like pissing off Athena and whatever. But I don't see her taking her down, though. I don't really see her taking down Athena. I think Athena still has, she still has a couple. She's having way too much fun being a heel. First of all, she comes in there all smiling and laughing and insulting the people that are booing her. And she's just, I don't know. I don't think she's done yet. I think she'll still be heel for a while longer with the belt. We'll see who else of a higher caliber can take her down, but I don't think it's Yuka. I'm gonna go for Athena, the fallen goddess.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of sad. I'd probably have more interest in this match if there was more build up. It was just kind of like, oh, Yuka Sakazuki's here. Match. That's pretty much what happened. It's just like there was no build up. There's no banter. It was just like, oh, she showed up. Okay, yeah, we can put her in a match now. That just kind of took the fun out of it, like the build up and like any sort of anticipation I would have for this match. Honestly, due to like her, very bubbly, happy, almost idol-like character personality, I would have to go the opposite way and go with Athena because of her, her new heel attitude where she's pretty much running over everybody. She's turning into a female Samoa Joe, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a feeling that it's not going to be a squash, but Sakazuki's definitely going to take a beating. So I'm going to go with Athena on this one.
Yeah, I have to agree. I would go with Athena for this match, even though I like Nagasaki, but I just couldn't see Athena losing to her, honestly. And just before I get into anything else, I just want to say, where's my Willow love? I want Willow to get more with her because I really like Willow. But yeah, when they were kind of setting that up and she was challenging Athena and I knew the pay-per-view was coming, I kind of thought the same thing, that they're going to have her be the challenger for Athena, at the pay-per-view. But I was kind of, surprised at the same time that it wasn't her and it was on a regular, the regular Ring of Honor show. So yeah, Athena will probably win this. But like you said, it probably won't be like a squash match. It'll probably, a decent match. And we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, I think what happened is that I think that Yuka had to fight in Japan for a while, so she was gone for a bit, So between that and then the Ring of Honor show just coming up or whatever, in the middle of the AEW Dark and Dark Elevation storyline, I think it kind of got lost in translation. It kind of sidetracked the storyline. But the thing is that even if Yuka was in Japan, for example, Athena could have still reminded us. She could have beat Willow or something and be all like you see this, Yuka, that's you. That's gonna be you. Yeah, that's gonna be, she could have still reminded people of the feud, but
Yeah, and that's the problem I kind of have with Dark and Dark, it wasn't Dark Elevation, the Dark show. To me, it's like the Kingdom Hearts series, the earlier Kingdom Hearts series. You had the first Kingdom Hearts on the original PlayStation 2. That was fine. Then let's say you didn't do anything else in between and say, oh, wow, Kingdom Hearts 2 is out. You start Kingdom Hearts 2. You see all this stuff happen. It's like, what the heck who is this character? What's going on? Where are the characters in other game? What's going on? Oh, you have to have a PSP to play Chain of Memories to understand the intro and these other characters in Kingdom Hearts 2. That's how Dark feels to me. Because you have to watch Dark to understand the other stuff going with the other wrestlers in Ring of Honor and stuff. It drives me insane. Because I can't watch Dark every week because it might have something to do or something. Sorry, Johnny.
Shows there's a rumor of a upcoming new show coming Saturdays down the line. I don't know when's the exact date, and people are saying, "Come on, because Dark on Monday, Dark Innovation on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesday, Ring of Honor on Thursday, Rampage on Friday. Now a new show on Saturday. Yo, give us a fucking break. We can't be watching
and don't forget that behind the scenes, kayfabe is dead after Dynamite.
Yeah, I think I would rather watch Slap Fight after that, Power Slap, whatever it's called.
Yeah, well, you said no, so.
Oh, that show got canceled, didn't it? It got canceled after the first season or whatever,
Kinda, sorta. You just have to watch it on that streaming platform.
Oh, yeah, that Rumble show. That's weird. Yeah. I'm surprised. They actually have Rumble commercials now, and I'm surprised. I never really, to be honest, I don't remember YouTube even having a commercial because YouTube's kind of against the TV's competitor. But I've never seen a streaming service, a video, make your own video service of that stature. Obviously, they advertise Hulu, they advertise Netflix, but I mean, the ones where we can make our videos and stuff, I've never seen that being advertised. So it's kind of interesting how they got Rumble advertised on TV. I'm like, holy shit, okay. But,
Okay. Sorry, Johnny.
Now it's time for the man of the hour, the man with the power, Johnny
Rodriguez.
All right.
About his J-Rod.
When I think about this match, it's pretty much like what everybody else has said. This feels very last minute. That wasn't really a good promotion behind this. Oh, I think they barely mentioned this from my perspective because I don't watch the other shows, but for the Ring of Honor show, I think they barely mentioned that, like, for this pay-per-view thing. When Athena's talking about the reason why Yuka's not here because she's scared or whatever, she likes to trash talk or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, for this match, it's going to be Athena. Athena's totally, total heel. I like what they're doing with her. I like the way she fights. Her character, everything's good about Athena. So I think she's going to win this match.
Something interesting you just said, which would have been good for Athena to say, because like what Mark was saying that that Yuka was was in Japan during that time. Athena, after she beat whoever it was, after she beat Willow or whoever, she could have actually said something like, "Yeah, your scared ass went back up to Japan because you knew you would have to face me," or something like that, right?
Yeah,
that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
So anyways, like I said, I have a feeling they might do something like that on Thursday, the next Thursday, but it's like, I don't know. They missed a chance to properly build it up, So anyways, the next match we got here is Wheeler Yuta, the current Ring of Honor Pure Champion, defending his title against Katsuyori Shibata with a Pure Wrestling Rules match, which by now, most of us know the rules by now because we have these matches all the time where you're only allowed one close fist strike. After another one, you get disqualified or whatever. Only 3 rope breaks. After the 3rd rope break, too bad. You got to tough it out. If you're stuck in the ropes. And I forgot what other match. Oh, no kick to the balls, no cheating, no weapons, stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, let's see here. I also noticed that nowadays, not just Wheeler, but the entire Blackpool Combat Club is they're being heels and everything. I forgot who Utah went up against last week or so. He had another title defense, and he actually won by kicking the guys in the balls while the referee didn't see it. So of course the crowd really booed it up that he won that way. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this one with some kind of heelish tactic. I'm not sure with Shibata, if he's a Ring of Honor mainstay or another guest star, they like to bring in all these, big name Japanese guys that are just like guest stars. I don't know, man. I don't really see Utah dropping the title just yet. I think it's going to be one of those big matches where you bring in the big guest star. It's a hell of a match. Everyone's a big fan of Shibata and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, I think Utah's going to win. And I think to further progress this kind of heel thing going on, he'll probably win through some kind of, unfair means that the referee won't see to keep up the heelish thing and stuff and see how that goes. I'm going to give that to Wheeler Utah, defend the title and see what's going on.
Yeah, as much as I want Shibata to win, I'm going to have to give it to Wheeler Utah as well, only because of the fact of, he's starting to become more of a heel, and he's probably going to do some dirty, underhanded move, some sort of crotch grab, or maybe even, a legal rope break after his 3rd rope break while nobody's looking, something of that nature. So as much as I'd love to give it to Shibata, which if you've ever seen his matches before, take Shinsuke Nakamura back in his prime in New Japan and just kick it up one more notch. That's literally how Shibata is. He's just an incredible strong style fighter, good submissions wrestler, pretty much an all-around powerhouse. But I just got a feeling you just gonna cheat, you just gonna win it. So that's what I'm calling.
You know what? Yeah, he's probably gonna keep his title. But do you think that the other two will be hanging around, on the outside of the ring and, may sneak in and do something underhanded or whatever? Do you guys think that might happen?
Moxley or Daniel Bryan?
Well, yeah, with Moxley and I should call him Cesaro.
Claudio. I mean, maybe they may not actually do anything per se, but they may like distract the referee long enough to have you not do something. Probably.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Something like that, because more than likely that will happen, especially since they're all acting more. Well, I don't care about Moxley, but in the fact that they're acting more heelish anyway, so I can see something like that happening. Like, oh yeah, ref, look at me, ref, look at me. I'm obviously trying to distract you. I'm over here. You do something. Hey, ref.
Hey, look at me. I'm Moxley with a fork. What?
One of these days, oh, that sounds more like a WWE thing, but who knows? Have one of the wrestlers come out and just do the fucking floss. And while the referee's distracted, like, the fuck is this dude doing? That's when Jericho hits the guy with the baseball bat or some other shit like that.
Just have Sammy Guevara just stand on that stage and start doing the floss while the ref's like, what the fuck? Jericho just beating the guy with a bat.
No, see, that's kind of how I expect Yuta to win this. I think that, like you said, that he's probably going to retain, because it is kind of soon to lose, and it's probably just to make what's his face look nice, so see how he works in the ring and all that stuff, which is always nice. But he's probably going to win because the other two are going to be around. They're probably going to distract the ref in some way. He's going to get like a couple of illegal moves in, and then he's probably going to win, by some, heelish means. That's how I feel they're going to go, in the direction that they're going to go with this. So yeah, I think Utah's going to win. And I don't know, I just still wish someone would just stomp Moxley into a wall or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but he'd probably enjoy that though.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, so for this match, I think Wheeler Yuta's going to win because I think it's too soon for him to lose. And, I think the more he fights in these further matches, the more heelish he'll get. And I think it's too soon to let him go, like for him to lose the match that soon, because I think that the more aggressive he gets, the more heelish, the more he cheats his way to the top. There's just something going on with Yuta. So I think he's going to win this match. It's going to be a intense match. I'm not too familiar with Shibata, but a lot of people say he's a very, phenomenal wrestler, from Japan. So I can imagine it's going to be one hell of a match, But I do think Yuta will win. He'll probably cheat. There'll probably be many times in the match where he could have actually lost. But, cheating always seems to be the way to go when it comes to these matches and pay-per-views and then regular TV showings. So, yeah, I think Yuta's just going to win.
All right, so let's say we're all going for Utah. We need Jack Knives in here because we're all like agreeing too much. We're all going to either win or we're all going to lose, So anyways, there's kind of interesting timing here because before the podcast, you know how it is, we're all getting, ready and stuff before we actually start the show. We were talking about El Hijo del Vikingo that had one hell of a dream match against Kenny Omega on this last episode of Dynamite. Apparently it was a big match that they never really had or they were going to have. It was postponed due to Kenny's, all his, surgeries and whatnot. And now that he's good, and now that for some weird storyline reason, the dumb fucks have been, beat up, taken to the hospital, whatever, Kenny is finally back in singles matches, and they had one hell of an insane banger of a match. That was one hell of a fucking, main event for that episode of Dynamite. It was insane. But, now we're going to get more of that action, more flippy shit, because now we're going to have El Hijo del Vikingo going up against Komander, and they're going to be having a title match. It's going to be the singles match for El Mega Campeonato del Triple A or the Triple A Mega Championship. Hijo de Vikingo is the current champ. Komander is challenging. He's another luchador, I believe. So I'm wondering if his name is Komander, because that's what we would pronounce it in Spanish, Komander. But yeah, that's gonna be another super fast-paced, super crazy, super intense, like the the flippy shit requirement of the evening and all that. So that's gonna be insane. And damn. So I'll let you guys give your thoughts first on that. And also, if you want, give your thoughts on the Dynamite match.
Wait. I just want to say thank you for that because I asked you and you didn't answer, and I kind of forgot to go back to ask. I was like, so who's leaving in the ambulance? Because I didn't see Dynamite from the beginning.
Yeah, it was the Young Bucks. They were apparently beat up by, mysterious whatever off screen. It just literally started with that. It literally started with them being taken off in the ambulance and Kenny Omega being concerned and Don Callis like, whatever, don't worry about it, whatever. But it looks like the what's it called? The Combat Club did it, because they're beating them up and everything. And it also ended with an interesting angle where I guess, I don't know. I mean, people have been talking that maybe Don Callis himself is either going to turn on Kenny or he's just too into wanting to promote just Kenny but no one else. It's like the Young Bucks are out of the picture. He wants to just focus on promoting Kenny, and the episode ended with Hangman coming in to help him because the Combat Club were whooping his ass or whatever. So what's his face? Hangman comes to help him, but Kenny was down that whole time. So Callis kept messing with Hangman. And then he purposely fell so that when Kenny got back up, he would think that Hangman socked him out or some shit to bring some animosity. So it kind of looked like Hangman was willing to, bury the hatchet and be friends with Kenny again. But Callis kind of put the wedge there because he doesn't want anyone to be with Kenny now. So I guess they're doing that in the story. But anyways, any thoughts with the match this past Wednesday and your thoughts on this upcoming match here?
Well, as far as that match goes that happened on Wednesday, that was a complete banger. I never thought I'd say it, but Kenny Omega almost had a squash on his hands. This guy was beating him from pillar to post. I thought he was doing I literally thought before Kingo walked in the ring, somebody literally just hit down forward, and all three punches, and he just did a super move for 15 minutes. It was just insane. It looked like a Def Jam Vendetta finisher or something. So, yeah, that was an incredibly good match, and I got a feeling that, Kenny's manager is probably going to be the one to turn on him, because it's been a while since Kenny's had a face character. And I think that's what's going to happen that's going to turn him face. But we'll see about that. Now, as far as this match here against Komander, it's going to be insane. Literally, I'm just waiting on the first match of the night and this match of the night. Those are the main two. The rest could just be cannon fodder. I don't really care. I just want to see these two matches. But as much as I want to give it to Vikingo, I'm probably going to have to give it to Komander because it hasn't been that long ago since Komander got that title. Is that correct? I mean, I think it's only been...
Well, this guy, Hijo de Vikingo is the current champ, though.
Vikingo's the current champ?
Yeah, because I think he even had the belt with him when he walked down to, for the Kenny match. He had the belt on him when he came down the ring and everything.
That's right. I had a brain fart. So... yeah, let me reinstate that. It's going to be a good match, but I think Vikingo is definitely going to win it. There's going to be 100% certified flippy shit. Ricochet is going to be having an orgasm. Braun Strowman is going to be having an aneurysm. Jimmy Cornette's going to be having a heart attack, and I'm just going to be loving every minute of it. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to give Vikingo the win for that one.
For the match on Wednesday, I thought it was pretty cool, him and Kenny, but for me personally, I just like seeing Kenny without the Young Bucks, just to see just him, honestly, because I was saying since I started regularly watching AEW, I don't think I had even seen a singles match for Kenny Omega. Only, him with the Young Bucks all the time, or either it's just been so long I don't remember. So yeah, I really enjoyed Wednesday's match because the Young Bucks were there, and at least now I know why they weren't there. Because that craziness, and they were the ones in the ambulance being taken off. I was like, "Oh wait, huh? What happened? This? Oh, I gotta go deal with my cats." Something like that. I wasn't paying attention, so. Well, that's interesting. Keep them in the hospital. I mean, I don't care. As long as they're getting good care, you know, and have like some kind of kayfabe nurse in there to, take care of them so they have to stay a little longer and don't come back. Anyway, and for the upcoming match, because Vikingo, El Hijo de Vikingo, has not had that title very long, I think he is going to keep it. So I kind of do think he's going to, win his match, but it's probably going to be a good match. Oh, and going back to Wednesday's match, something I did have a slight issue with, looking at Vikingo because of the bumps and the moves that he was taking. I think he should have sold his injuries a little. He should have sold the bumps a bit more, in my opinion. Like when he fell and he hurt his back, I think he should have played that up a little bit so you can like root for him more to win, stuff like that. So you feel more sorry for him. And like I said, that's just me. I think that's just an issue to me that some wrestlers just don't sell too much. And I don't know if that's a luchador thing too, because they're always flipping all over the place. They ignore pain. I mean, as fans of luchador wrestling or supporter of luchador wrestling, because I know you guys like some of them. In your opinion, is that just a thing? Because I'm not as familiar. I mean, I know they flip all over the place, but could that be it? They flip around so much they ignore the pains and just don't sell them?
Yeah, when Johnny and I used to watch Triple A, at least a little bit, yeah, it was lots of crazy flippy shit and a lot of like, I don't know. I think it improved a lot since back then. Back then, it just felt a lot more hokier. People were getting kicked, and they were all whoa, 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 like super over exaggerated. And me and Johnny were just kind of rolling our eyes. And then like all the sponsorships, the ring had Corona on it. Their outfits had Corona or Tecate and stuff because like I guess the advertising. Johnny, you're muted. What were you saying?
People out or Triple A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think that the audience would get hit by the wrestlers because like when they toss the wrestlers and the audience chairs too near the ring, it's like it's still kind of like whoa, like if you about to kind of get up the chairs and move away, like kind of like what happens at the level up expo sometimes, but like 10 times worse. So I remember that. I think they did that shit a lot. Like holy shit, you better get out of your way because the wrestlers gonna fall right on you.
I remember in Mexico, I don't know if it's like all wrestling or just people out in general, but like, here we got the heel and the face. Over there they got the technicals and the rudos, which kind of sort of implies like the fighting fair technical guys versus the heel cheaters just in there to fuck you up kind of guys. So it's kind of interesting how they got them classified like that. And I remember, because not much copyright back then. They had Power Ranger guys for a while. They had Ninja Turtle type guys in there for a while because in Mexico it's like copyright. What's that? You know what I mean? And everything.
But it still goes by other question though. When they do so much high flying flippy stuff that if there is pain or if they hit themselves in a way where they should be in pain, do they just not sell at all?
Probably not. I don't know. Because the thing is, back then we were just watching it so and just saying, get this lame shit out of here. We were more into like the WCW type stuff. Our minds were too like whatever. We weren't open-minded enough to watch other wrestling programs. Our mind was too geared like WWE is the best and WCW is so, but the WWE guys are in there, so we're watching it, that kind of stuff. So Triple A happens to be on TV. We watch a bit. We're like, get this hokey shit out of here, that kind of crap. So, and not only that, but back then we just watched the show as a show, and I don't know, wrestling wasn't that high, speed back then. You know what I mean? So we don't have that mentality. We didn't have that like, hey, this guy just took, 2-3 tombstones in the row and he's still getting back up and doing jumping jacks. We didn't have that back then. That's the thing though, because in those old matches, you see like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Razor Ramon and what's it called, Earthquake Typhoon and stuff. Like the wrestling moves weren't so move all the time. Like the people would body slam someone. He would be on the ground for a while. The wrestlers doing their little catch things or ho and all that kind of stuff to kind of amp up the crowd. So you didn't really have that shit back then. You had Razor Ramon just throwing guys around. They stay down for a bit. They don't get back up and continue. I think nowadays, I don't know. If you think about it, maybe it's like the whole
I get what you're saying. Like, there's not as back then. There really wasn't that much of a pacing to a match. It was just, okay, I hit you. It looked like it hurt hard enough. You're gonna lay there for a little while. It wasn't okay, I got hit. Oh, ow, I got injured. I'm getting back up, head full of steam. It would actually look more realistic because it would stay down. Like, I have seen a good couple of lucha matches where, somebody's got hit with some sort of like Hurricane Rana DDT, which yes, that was a thing. Oh my God, it was insane. And he didn't get up for a while. And the guy that did it, he took a damn good bump because I thought he broke his neck. Like, I legitimately thought he broke his neck, but no, he actually played that one off. He was completely fine, but like they would actually do moves where, yes, it would take a couple minutes to get up, but when they got up, oh God, it was insane. So yeah, it does happen. Okay. For this match, I'd like to see a certain person interrupt, even though I know it would never happen. But could you imagine a three-way match between Vikingo, Komander, and Pac?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that'd be a mess.
I was going to say Joe Bandito in there too, but Pac, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do want to mention, though, real quick, the only wrestler that we kind of remember that we saw in AAA a bit before we saw him in WCW was La Parka. We knew La Parka already because we see them, here and there. So when he was in WCW, we're like, oh shit, it's La Parka, what the fuck, I know they had Ultimo Dragon, they had Psychosis, they had Chavo Jr. and all that, but we didn't know him from before. But La Parka was that one dude that we've already seen in AAA. And the commercials on TV, and you see La Parka there too, whatever, as they're advertising the events. So that was one dude that we knew from AAA before we saw him on the.
As many wrestling leagues as he showed up for even just one match, La Parka's like the Stan Lee of wrestling. Like, he's the Stan Lee of luchador wrestling. Like, one minute he's on WCW, next minute he's on WWE, then he's on TNA, then he's on New Japan, then he's back on AAA. It's like, dude makes more cameo matches than he does regular matches. Given he wins, but still.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Johnny?
Oh, wow. This is going to be quite a good Lucha Libre style match of all the flippy shit. I'm honestly not really familiar with these two wrestlers, so... But I would give it to El Hijo del Vikingo because he seems to be, I don't know, everybody's favorite and he's still a champion. So, yeah, I'll be El Hijo del Vikingo.
We pulled off some awesome moves, seriously.
Yeah, you better get your popcorn ready for that match. Whenever they announce that match, Johnny, because that's going to be crazy shit, man.
Some popcorn. I don't know. Chips and salsa.
I do wonder if that kind of does go into like the modern day. You know how people got like the shorter attention spans nowadays. You always got to do some kind of shit to keep everyone's attention. I wonder if that's what's going on. Why the matches of today are just so crazy, so fast paced, and like what Jim Cornette said, video game wrestling, where they don't even respond. They're just doing super moves and whatever. Even when your mom watched a few matches with us the other day, Wendy, even she was commenting like, man, you didn't, go around like that back in my day. Because, yeah, it's crazy, fast-paced shit. And even even when you had a couple of the cruiserweights like Psychosis and La Parka, even Jericho himself when he was Lionheart, I mean, they wouldn't just go. They would do a couple of moves, but then they would kind of, pause to the crowd or whatever, showboat to kind of let the audience absorb that he just did a triple spinning whatever the fuck and the guy's down. Like it wasn't like it is now. So I'm wondering if it's kind of that, if it's kind of like the modern day culture, lack of attention span, got to be moving. Come on, gotta get the crowd pumped up. You gotta get them, chanting, this is awesome, fight forever, and that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. Because it wasn't like that.
ADHD wrestling, like I called the last Star Wars movie from the Disney trilogy that doesn't exist in my mind, because that was just a big mistake. But anyway, oh man, that was so ADHD. Oh gosh, I hate that trilogy. That doesn't exist. So go ahead.
Oh man. So anyway, I think we all went for Hijo del Vikingo. And so the next match we had here is the big one for the title, the Ring of Honor World Championship match. We got Claudio Castagnoli, the current champion, defending the title against Eddie Kingston, who of course Eddie Kingston did the big thing where he, quit AEW and conveniently showed up in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. I'm really waiting for whenever they do like a big match in the future that's like, if you lose the match, you're fired from Ring of Honor, and of course the person loses, the next day they're on AEW or something like that. But anyways, they had a cool spot where Eddie kept like bugging Claudio every other week. He would keep coming in and bugging him and demanding a match, and Claudio kept saying you're not worth it and all that kind of stuff. You're not to my level and whatever. So I like how they had a little sit down, this yesterday, right? This past Thursday. And he even said like I forgot the exact wording, but it was kind of like the reason I want to give you a shot is because you're not at my level. You're gonna lose. You're gonna start bitching. You're gonna blame everyone but yourself. You're gonna start whining on social media, and you're gonna quit and blah 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 because you can't take it, and all that stuff. But you know what? I'll give you your match. And you'll see all that's gonna happen and blah 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 blah. But of course, Eddie's not listening. All he cares is I got the match. And all that. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know, man. Eddie Kingston, he's got like the whole, big passion kind of thing going on. I believe whenever he does his promos, he really, really sells it. He really does sound like it's coming from the heart, as opposed to like I'm playing a character. Obviously he is, but you know what I mean? It just really, it feels real, the way he talks. And I know people make fun of his physique and stuff, but come on, he looks like the regular guy at a bar or someplace that you don't want to fuck with, okay? Like you can make fun of his physique, whatever, but he looks like a believable person that will wreck your fucking shit, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to do like fancy wrestling moves. No, you'll get some brass knuckles and just, until you don't know what your mom's name is or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know, man. I am curious what would happen if he did win the title and see how that goes. Because I also like the fact that Claudio did the whole prediction thing, but I want to do the curveball where he actually does win. Now, the thing is, for this match, though, they might do the thing. They might do the thing where Moxley and Danielson and all them kind of come in near the end where it's looking too like Claudio might lose and he might do some shit, maybe, because, again, they are kind of heelish now. Of course, there's always the risk that Eddie might tap to the spin, to the Claudio spin. That's always the risk. But I don't know, against all odds and everything, I want to give it to Eddie Kingston just because I'm kind of curious about what the ramifications are going to be if Eddie wins and how the story goes forward. They've already kind of painted a picture that, if you lose, you're going to bitch and whine and blah, blah, blah. But I'm curious, okay, what if he does win, though? So I'm going to give it to Eddie Kingston just to see what happens there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. I'm going to have to give it to Eddie Kingston because they've already built up the $1 million underdog story of, okay, I've left this one federation, and I'm going to another one, and, I'm not, quote unquote, built enough for this one. I'm not strong enough for this one mentally and physically. Mentally and emotionally. I'm not going to, be the top dog at this against, the guy who really is the top dog as far as Ring of Honor. So, yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be the big underdog story where Eddie Kingston actually wins it. Especially with his fight style. like you said, he's not, some overly built guy. He's literally just an average Joe dude. But if you ran into him in a back alley, he would stomp a mud hole in you and walk it dry. I mean, so literally that's his strong style. He has a street strong style, I should say. So that versus Cog, I think it's going to be a really tough fight. But in the end, Eddie's going to end up pulling it off. So I'm going to give it to Eddie Kingston.
Assuming he doesn't tap out to the swing, right?
If he can get him in it, I mean, Eddie's a big guy. He might be able to, throw him off or something.
All right, so I think Eddie is going to win this, but only because it depends. If Yuta wins his match, I think Eddie is going to win. If it's the other way around, maybe Claudio will win, or something like the opposite thing, and then it'll be like all of them against whoever. But since I think Yuta's going to win his match, I think Eddie's going to win this one, and he's going to be a Ring of Honor anyway, so why not? I mean, I don't know if I actually conveyed that right. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say?
You don't think that the Blackpool Combat Club is going to lose both matches in the same night, basically? We have seen factions where if a member of Jericho's team wins this match, they lose the big one and vice versa. We've seen that before with some of the factions, so that is interesting.
So that's what I think. And so the thing, Yuta's going to win his match. I think Eddie's going to win this one because there's more of a reason for Eddie to win compared to Claudio's winning. So that's how I think this is going to play out. And the fact that he's like the underdog here, like you pointed out, so like an underdog story coming up. So yes, that's why I think Eddie's going to win, and where I think Yuta is going to win.
It's going to be funny because, okay, so he got pissed off how he treated in AEW, so he quits AEW. Then he's going to go to Ring of Honor. He'll get pissed off because how he's treated there. He's going to quit. Next week, he's like, oh, my God, what is Eddie Kingston doing in the Impact Zone?
Oversaturation.
Oh, es Eddie Kingston en Triple A. Caramba! Este fue un golpe devastador. And John and I would always laugh at that because it's just so cheesy. Back when they had WWE, when they finally brought it to Mexico, it was so badly dubbed because it was the actual show with the volume kind of low with the people talking Spanish on top of it because I guess the show was live or something. They couldn't, whatever. So, yeah, the commentary fighting and stuff, the people, and that was the thing we liked the most. Some person socked someone out, and it's like, oh, fue un golpe devastador, But the funniest part would be when The Rock would come out, can you smell what the, and they're like over it, so you're, por eso oler lo que está cocinando la roca, like, like at the same time,
I'm actually curious about the Spanish announcement on AEW because Thunder Rosa is doing the Spanish commentary, and I think the YouTube channel AEW in Espanol. So I'm actually curious to hear how well she does the whole like.
Oh, Johnny, say the part since you're a Spanish speaker also. Say the puedes oler. I'll say the Spanish version. Well, just do it. It's fun.
Oh.
I'll do the English version and you do the Spanish overlay. We'll do like the commentary. Because, Wendy and William only hear about it. They got to hear the actual example. So I'm going to say the English version and you say, the announcer voice over it, okay?
I'm not going to do the Spanish announcement.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny. Come on. We got to do it for the fans. So 1, 2, 3. Can you smell? Oh, come on, man. You got to do it at the same time. You got to do it over me. And not only that, but people they don't get to hear you speak Spanish that often, so there's your chance.
Okay, well, do the English part so I get to this.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
No, la roca.
So that's what you would hear it on TV. And not only that, but it would always repeat whatever too, because obviously the promos are in English. So, you know, the guy would say something like, you know, if you face me next week, you know, you're never getting up again or whatever. And the person's like, oye, Neto, el Undertaker dijo que si peleas con él, no se va a levantar. Oh, like they're just translating, you know, it's so crazy. It was so crazy because, you know, it's all live, it's all English, but at the same time, you got to make sure the viewers at home, the Mexican viewers, know what's going on, you know. Like, oh my God. It was crazy, but we couldn't stand it. And not only that, but we were more faithful to the NWO, you know what I mean? So we weren't really watching it that much, but we were like watching a bit of it. We were like, oh, dude, get that shit out of there and all that.
In the States also, you know, they had the regular WWE show, and then in Spanish they had the WWE Super Estrellas, like on Telemundo or some channel like that on Telemundo.
Mm.
And they would prop on Sundays or one of those days, like on the weekends. But anyways, let's keep going with the topic.
Okay.
This is a tough one because I like Claudio Castagnoli. I like the way he fights and all that jazz. But it would actually be a good surprise to have Eddie Kingston win the match, because he's been like bugging so much to have this match happen. It would kind of suck that he would just like lose. Like, okay, this is why you were bugging me, just to lose like that. Like, I don't know, like. So, but I do think that Eddie Kingston's gonna win, but I think there's gonna be a lot of cheating involved. And, you know, it's going to be street style. And I think the match is probably going to be bloodied up here and there. You know, not to the same level of Moxley match, but it'll get close to it. So I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, because Eddie is no stranger to blood and stuff too. So we might see some color on there. I don't know.
Yeah, between him and Kalisto being members of the Combat Club, yeah, there's gonna be some blood involved.
I forgot, did Wendy already go, or we were really going to the Mexican experience. Wendy, did you already give your thoughts? Okay. The funniest thing I remember was that I believe The Undertaker was doing the whole whatever, the American Badass gimmick, which we thought was kind of weird, you know? And they were actually selling, that's the thing, it was so weird. It just took so long for that to hit America. And it was like to hit Mexico. It was like the last year or so before Johnny and I left, and they would start selling cards and stuff, and I would get some cards. And, you know, people I didn't know who the hell Michelle McCool was. I didn't know who whoever else was. I mean, the only ones we knew were like The Undertaker, probably just that. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, I think Stone Cold was the big guy back then, The Rock and all them, but we didn't know. We just knew they were like the new big guys on the block, but we didn't know them, know them. You know what I mean? But yeah, some kid showed us a card, and it's like, hey, you know who The Undertaker is? And we're like, dude, we saw him wrestling before you were born. What are you talking about? And all that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the matches for now. I'm refreshing the page. Rampage is still airing live as we speak. So I don't know if they're going to be making any last-minute announcements. Of course, like I said, now Ring of Honor has its own show, so maybe they'll be doing more things there. If anything, Rampage should be reminding the people of the matches they already have, reminding people that Yuka Sakazaki is going to be facing Athena and stuff like that, and Utah's facing Shibata and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think they're going to have, I'm already refreshing the page. I'm not really seeing any other matches popping up. There might be a couple of matches added last minute, especially for the 0 hour, but they'll probably add those next week, which again, just remind everyone, it's Friday this time. So there will be, you know, we did the review now, the predictions now, because next week, I mean, yeah, it's Friday, and most of us are going to probably miss it because we're probably still working or whatever, or doing, you know, XYZ on Friday and all that. That was such a weird thing. I'm still up in the air with the whole Joshi thing. I'll see what's going on. I'll see if there's some kind of package deal. Now, I believe that now since we're members of the Ring of Honor Club, I think you get some kind of discount with the pay-per-views, which would be kind of cool. Because as it is, the Ring of Honor pay-per-views already cost like 30 or so bucks as opposed to 50 like the AEW one. So having it cost less than 50 and getting a discount, hey, I'm not going to argue that. You know what I mean? And everything. But yeah, pretty much covers it for now, guys. Unless you guys have any other like news or gossip or anything interesting going on. Oh yeah, Kylan King not only teamed up with I forgot the name of the other people. If you remember who they were, but in fact, let me look it up real quick. She is the current Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champion right now.
Awesome.
Let me just look up who her partner is real quick because I feel bad for not including them on here. But that is fucking awesome. Like, hey man, I mean, she's getting up there.
Yeah, that is great. I'd like to say that we had some part in it, you know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like I said, you never know.
You know.
So let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, the group is called the Coven. Like I said, it felt like some kind of like dark kind of cult type thing. I wonder if they have their actual names because I don't know who the other woman is. Let me see here. You probably heard of them once I mentioned the name. Yeah, Taylor Wilde. Taylor Wilde, who and Kylan King are the new Impact Tag Team Champions, and they're pretty awesome and everything, of course. And we'll see how long that reign lasts and everything. So that's fucking awesome. I was surprised when already on social media, Kylan posted a picture of herself with the title. I'm like, holy crap, that was fast. And it said like Impact on it. I'm like, damn, because she just made her debut like not that long ago. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. But hey, you never know, man. I mean, we interviewed Priscilla Kelly, and now she's currently in WWE as Gigi Dolan. As you can see here in her shirt, she's part of WWE now, or NXT, whatever you want to count it. We interviewed Kylan King. Now she's the Impact Tag Team Champion. So, hey, you never know, man. We might be the ones giving you all good luck. So come on down. We'll interview you, and we'll highlight your career and everything. And you never know, you might be on one of the bigger promotions if you're still in the indies. You know what I mean? Just saying. I mean, it's too much of a coincidence, right? That's like 2 for 2. I mean, for example, Billy Starks is just starting out. Imagine if we interview Billy Starks, then like maybe this time next year, she's like on a big title run or something. You never know, right?
Yeah. I mean, heck, I ended up as a special guest when it first started, and now I'm permanently on the podcast. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but you know what? I'll take it.
I don't know how I got here.
Yeah, you just took a wrong term at Albuquerque.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I don't see any more matches being announced, so we'll find out what happens, guys. So yeah, this one can't be helped. When we do the review, there will be some matches that we obviously couldn't predict now, but we'll see what happens. So anyways, guys, I need to wrap up this episode of the Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast, America's #1 cure for insomnia and potentially the helper of building future stars, right? You never know. So this is Mark Rodriguez here.
Ninja Panda 1980, I'm out of here.
Ninja, Jupi Chan, whatever you want to call me Wendy, Deva Mata. And off to you, Johnny Rod.
Johnny Rodriguez.
All you gotta say is just your name. That's all. That basically cuts it all, you know. See you next time, guys.